Welcome into the Ringerverse. This is, of course, the Ringers Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Steve, the architect, Ahlman, the builder and tinker of things. Jomi, the explainer, Adeniran. You've got questions, he's got answers. Old man Van, he of the receding resurgent hairline. Coke, baby Chuck, the 24-karat closer. Together we are known as the Midnight Boys. We'll be right back after this. All right, follow us on socials. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Save Jomi's job. Is it still, do we need a new mantra?
We don't need, well, my job's not saved. Let's not get crazy. Two things, guys. We got our own TikTok and Instagram handles.
Yes, sir.
Right? The Midnight Boys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Make sure you follow. Really save my job. That's one. And two, the socials were blowing up this week.
Let's talk about it.
Because
So, just so people know, the Midnight Boys have a running bit that we do. Where we recast all white properties with all black actors.
Right.
We thought that it would be funny if for sinners, we recast this all black movie with all white actors, make the vampires black, invent a new lore.
Right.
I know for people that don't know that we do that, that was very shocking.
That was so crazy in a vacuum.
Whoa. I just want to say, shout out all our new fans in India. We appreciate
you. You know what I'm saying?
Midnight Riders.
They held it down for us.
They held it down.
See?
Big markets.
Hey, but also, shout out the people who were telling us that we going to hell and to kill ourselves, man. No
Oh,
love
it got
via-
that bad?
Oh, it got that bad.
People
It
were
got
upset.
that
You
bad.
know what? But people were upset, not at us really, though. People were upset because they thought that was like Sean, Bill, and Ciara.
Oh, really? Oh, they did that. Right.
Now that's funny.
That is funny.
That's funny.
That's funny. People thought that
That's
the
funny.
Ringer decided that the day before the Oscars they were going to
Recast it all. They was on a rewatchables fee like, hey, yo, where's the podcast?
What y'all doing, man? No, it was us. We did it. And I thought we had good casting choices. The most popular ones were you guys is Miles, not Miles Teller. We didn't go with Miles Teller. We went with Josh O'Connor. People loved that.
People love John Cena.
People loved John Cena.
John Cena.
People love John Cena.
Yeah, so like Nicolas Cage was going. What they hated, which I told you guys they would hate it. They hated Tom Holland.
I wasn't. I will
they
say,
hated Tom Holland.
this is how I know, like, our fucking phones and laptops are, like, listening to us. Because since you said somber, I went home. I'm like, wait, why is there a somber video on my YouTube? Why is this shit on my Instagram? Fuck. I didn't know who that nigga was before.
He tried to put you on, man.
All right, programming reminders on Friday, Midnight Boys and the House of R cover Ryan Gosling's latest, Project Hail Mary. Wow,
Yeah,
treat
hell
for you
yeah.
guys. Hope you guys go out and see Project Hail Mary. We will be covering it. We loved the movie. The question is, did we love it as much as we loved The Martian? And is it generational sci-fi? Those are the questions that we will be answering when we talk about Project Hail Mary. Is it generational sci-fi? Is it a good movie or is it an all-time great instant classic?
Also, if you can, go watch it on IMAX. Incredible. You got to go see it on the biggest screen possible.
And bring your own popcorn.
Well, if you're going to the IMAX building.
Yes.
If you're going to the IMAX building,
Full
down
thoughts
there,
on that.
we're talking about
all of it.
when y'all hosting these screenings,
Thank you for inviting us.
especially for fuck all that.
Right, okay.
When y'all hosting these
We're
screenings,
not going to get invited back, man.
if they want people to see their movie and talk about their movie, they'll invite you.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So when y'all hosting these screenings, think about popcorn. This movie's long as shit. All right. All right. Now, on Tuesday night, the Midnight Boys return to give their instant reactions to the first episode of Daredevil Born Again Season 2.
Yeah.
Wow. Daredevil, Karen. Who else is in this?
Jessica,
Doggy, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we might see him.
Jessica Jones is in it.
Mort.
Bullseye.
Bullseye, baby.
Bullseye, maybe. You guys have seen this. Okay. But on today's show, wow, what a consequential week, consequential day in fandom.
Yeah.
We have two massive trailers to talk about. Not only the trailer to the highly anticipated epic final conclusion of Denis Villeneuve's Dune series.
Villeneuve, who?
Is it Villanueva?
Villeneuve.
Villeneuve?
Is it Villeneuve?
Denny?
I say Villeneuve.
I said
Is it Villeneuve?
I thought it was Villeneuve.
Is it
but
Villeneuve? Oh, that's right. You know what?
Villeneuve.
Because he's Quebec.
Quebec.
French
So yeah,
Canadian.
Villeneuve.
So I think it's Villanueva because I'm thinking about.
Can somebody
Right.
go to Google?
But no, Denis Villeneuve, his Dune trilogy,
Yeah.
epic trailer,
Part 3.
part 3, Dune part 3, but also Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Mm.
So this is what I was going to ask before the reactions. I was going to talk about Spider-Man first.
Let's do
You
it.
guys want to flip it and do Dune first? What do we
Let's
feel?
do, let's do Spider-Man first.
Because that's the
Spider-Man
newest one.
first.
Yeah, it
The
dropped
way-
today,
that-
yeah.
That's the one that's freshest on our minds. Dune came out, we should say. The Dune trailer dropped, I think it was Monday.
After the Oscar, Monday after the Oscar.
Monday after the Oscars. The Spider-Man trailer has actually just dropped in full. They had what was a very interesting strategy to try to release it in 3-second pieces across the internet.
So annoying.
Okay. That went nowhere for me.
It bricks.
Yeah.
Because the internet is different now. Wherein if all we do is spend all our day breaking down, over indexing on 3-second clips, being like, this is why this thing is bad, this is why this thing is bad. And the Spider-Man people are like, cool, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop this trailer in 3-second clips, and the internet's not gonna do
For a
nothing
whole
the
day.
internet does.
Have we forgotten how to just like do this normally, where it's like the Lanterns trailer got leaked early, they doing Spider-Man is in 3-second chunks? Can the town just like drop the trailers? Just drop the shit, don't do the shenanigans, just give us the fucking.
Well, I think that the 3-second chunk thing was a miss.
Yeah.
Obviously, trying to reinvent the wheel there. I do think that a lot of these leaks are on purpose.
Sure.
Yeah, you've been heavy on that.
I think a lot of these leaks are on purpose. A lot of these leaks are a way of dipping your toe into the lake to see how warm the water is, and also to goose people for the fact that, number one, a trailer is coming, it's cut, it's done, whatever. But also like clandestine marketing for this, the pre-drop. I think it's on purpose. But we'll see. Anyway, the trailer is out. Chuck, take it away.
All right, Spider-Man Brand New Day is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. We finally have an official synopsis, which goes: 4 years have passed since the events of No Way Home, and Peter is now an adult living entirely alone, having voluntarily erased himself from the lives and memories of those he loves. Crime fighting in a New York that no longer knows his name, he's devoted himself entirely to protecting his city, full-time Spider-Man. But as the demands on him intensify, the pressure sparks a surprising physical evolution that threatens his existence, even as a strange new pattern of crimes gives rise to one of the most powerful threats he has ever faced. It's featuring John Bernthal as Punisher, Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, and a potential tease of our villain, Negative Man, and an Easter egg featuring a woman that looks suspiciously like Rogue from the X-Men. First reactions, Van, Spider-Man Brand New Day.
It couldn't have possibly been better.
Okay.
I thought it was a fantastic trailer. 3 things the trailer had to do. Number one, pick up where we left off with Peter's emotional state as far as how he's dealing with being estranged from the 2 most important people in this world. I thought the trailer did a great job of showing that. Tom Holland has changed physically as well.
Yeah.
So because he's changed physically as well, he's a little bit more grown up. It seems like they grounded the movie around that. Number 2, it had to kind of make us believe in the new New York that we're sort of seeing now. We graduated high school. This is an adult version of Spider-Man that's a little bit closer to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man that we got early on.
Yeah.
A little bit more of the Spidey that we were used to reading about when we were reading the comic books and following the character our entire lives. I think they did that fantastically as well. Pared down, street level. Also, create a world of wonder in New York and out of his Queens neighborhood. That looked fantastic. The villains that he's fighting, the intrigue about what's happening to him physically. The cameos both really worked. The Punisher cameo really worked. The Banner cameo really worked. I thought the trailer legitimately was a 10 out of 10. It could not have been better for me.
There was one shot early in the trailer, and this is the mark of a good trailer that just kind of makes you relax. And it was in the beginning when Spider-Man is like hanging upside down, and then maybe they've done it in other movies, but when you get to see inside the mask, and it was like,
Yeah, it's a really good look.
Not only was it a great shot, but I thought it was so smart because when you saw Robert Downey Jr. do that constantly as Iron Man, that always gave me the feeling of this is the smartest man in the world and he is in control. He is at the cockpit telling everybody what to do. And when they did this with Tom Holland, just in a second, it made you realize, okay, he's isolated. And it was just like, I like relaxed. And then throughout the rest of the trailer, I might be wrong, but what I think they struck really, really well, this felt like a 6-issue arc of a comic where it's like, okay, Peter's physically changing, but his allies are here, Punisher and Bruce Banner, but also there's a bunch of villains, but we know there's a main one. It seemed like instead of being like, oh, we're just going to tell one epic story, they're like, no, we're finally almost going to build a new world for Peter. And I really, really enjoyed that, especially because if you think about it, the grounding world for the first 3 films were school, and he no longer has that.
Yeah. I think what a trailer is supposed to do is get you excited and get you intrigued by the movie that you're gonna want to see. I think he did it perfectly. I'm left like, is that the Hand? What's going on with Peter? Where's Scorpion been this whole time? And then you add the fact that the best part of Shang-Chi, at least for me, was the combat, like the hand-to-hand stuff. Like that stuff worked, especially in the first half of that movie. And knowing that Destin Daniel Cretton's bringing that sauce to this movie as well, we didn't like totally see it in the trailer, but know that he has that in his back pocket. I can't wait for this movie. I think this trailer took my excitement to another level.
It's also, I think, the best possible premise that an introduction that a Spider-Man movie has had for me in a long time, because we've had 2 high school movies before and like those were good. I think we all knew, at least can foretell the writing on the wall when No Way Home was coming out, that this was going to be a endgame level event for all of the Spider-Man that we've ever grown up with. But this right now feels like a kind of jaded and isolated Peter Parker that is kind of cursed with the knowledge of how things are supposed to be in his life.
I mean, he saw his girl on Instagram.
Stalking your girl on Instagram,
and then he jumped off a building, bro. That's real.
That was hilarious. I'm like, mood.
Yeah, man. That's going to get gift like crazy.
Just like me for real.
I mean, how would you put your life back together if no one else knows it's supposed to be your life?
Yeah.
Along with the burden of having to look after this city. There's smaller things in the trailer that you see that actually get you a little bit more excited for Daredevil as well. Right. You see the mayor's aide right there giving him the key to the city. You kind of understand maybe the reasons why our Daredevil might have had to go to the shadows, which he did at the end of the first season of Daredevil Born Again. He's probably in the shadows because Spider-Man is the city's favorite hero. And you couldn't have both of these guys running around, flipping around. What happens in Daredevil this season that makes Spider-Man be able to get the key to the city while the rest of the masks are banished by Wilson Fisk to the shadows of New York or Hell's Kitchen or whatever? There's story there. There's actually intrigue there. We're not just going for the member berries and Iron Man's not going to fly out and save the day. This Spider-Man sort of has to save the day. That is deeply, deeply intriguing to me.
What do we think they're pulling from for the storyline? Because that was the new surprise for me, which was Peter's obviously going through something. They have this long speech about
spider puberty.
Yeah, spider. And I was just like, okay, are they kind of teasing the comic book run when Peter had arms like a spider?
Man spider.
Yeah. Is it gonna be the one where he had to? There was one comic run, I think Moreland was his name.
Moreland, yeah. The Inheritors?
Yeah, because it seems like now they're going from, and now it makes the choice obvious, when he had the web slingers that we can see, are they going back to a more Tobey Maguire? Organic webbing. I was like, that's
bold.
Yeah. That is a bold. I was like, oh, because there's even a shot of him kind of just like
coming out of a little like
Toby didn't go with the organic webbers. Did he?
Did.
No, he did. Yeah. And that was a device. I remember back in the day, that was a divisive choice.
I remember watching it as a kid being like, that's not how it works.
I can never remember this. Remember I bricked this on the Spider-Man, like on when we did the ill-fated Spider-Man Midnight Court. Like I can never remember if they teased the organic web shooters and then he didn't do them, or if
he's on the roof and he goes.
I can never remember how they did it.
So I had watched the obviously my first intro to Spider-Man was the movies, right? So I watched the movies and I'm in my head, I'm not reading comics at the time. I'm like, he's always had organic web shooters. And then 2012 Spider-Man comes out and he got the mechanical ones. I'm like, wait, what's going on? What's the truth? And then you go back and find out, oh, Sam Raimi lied to me this whole time. Actually, the man, he's supposed to have the mechanical web shooters because that shows his genius. I think it's interesting that they're kind of flipping that in this movie, where at first he had the mechanical joints, and now like to show his growth or change in his life, they're gonna like literally put him in a cocoon and give him organic web
Do we know
shooters.
for sure that he's got organic web shooters in
It
this
just
trailer?
seems like it was teased.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a
Because
moment where he's like reaching for something and like instinctively wanting to shoot a web, and I don't know if that is actually going to like turn out to be his real.
Well, because he doesn't have
he doesn't have it, so
doesn't
like he
have
just
things.
thought that he did.
And it was because there's a moment where you see what I presume is Peter Parker's body.
Mhm.
Someone's running tests on it, and I think it's Bruce Banner.
Mhm.
And I even just thought that because usually in past Spider-Man movies, any single time this motherfucker got a biology question, he's always going to Kirk Connors.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
it's like this is
always-
the Kirk Connors,
And I
alley here.
like it being Bruce now. I was a little bit like, and just seeing, if I'm going to be honest, seeing heavy hitters like Tom Holland again and Bruce Banner, there is just a different feeling. Like it just does kind of immediately restore the feeling of like, oh, the MCU is back.
I like the interplay he had with Frank too.
Oh,
like-
wait, I want to ask about that. It seems like I thought that this was going to be a new thing where it's like, oh, we're introducing Punisher and Spider-Man and maybe going off of maybe what happens in Daredevil Born Again. It seems like we have a version where like Punisher and,
They
and
just know each
Spider have
other.
been running.
They just know each other.
He's like, hey, Frank, come on, man, what you doing?
This is important. That is very important for the future of Frank Castle in the MCU.
Yeah.
Because when Frank Castle is with Daredevil, they're like contemporaries.
Yeah.
They're two human people. Well, one guy's kind of human. He's got superpowers, but whatever.
Yeah, he
They're
does.
two human people kicking and punching, getting beat up, bleeding, and stuff like that. But when Punisher is around superpowered people, he is a nuisance.
Right.
When he's around
Yeah.
Spider-Man, when he's around the rest of the Avengers, when he is a crazy guy. Spider-Man tells him to go home. He's saying, stay out of this.
Yeah.
Like you're a little bit, this is not a shot at the character of the Punisher, because in the Punisher's world, there's this desperation, this single-minded focus that completely orients the character to his world. But whenever the rest of them see the Punisher come in the room, the vibe has always been, this nigga.
My favorite version of that is in the original Civil War comic, where it's like Punisher walks through and Cap beats the shit. He's just like, hey.
Well, no. Punisher walks in. This is a perfect example. Punisher walks in. Cap has made a deal with a bunch of villains
Yeah.
because he's out there trying to fight. Punisher walks in and just wastes them.
Yeah.
And just wastes them. And the panel goes back and it's him sitting there with the smoke coming out of his guns. And Captain America just can't fucking handle it.
Yeah.
And he beats this. We've talked about this before. Like this fucking guy again. And that dynamic between them, you know that Punisher's going to serve probably a more important function in this story. But him stopping him from cursing, trying to web up his guns, trying to stop Punisher from doing heroes harm and not heroes work.
So we got a little shot of Sadie Sink from like
Presumably Sadie Sink.
presumably
Assuredly
Sadie
Sadie Sink.
We still don't know who she's playing. The internet now speculates Screwball, and if you got Sadie Sink to play
You do not waste her on
You
Screwball.
don't waste her on Screwball. You know what I mean? Let's be serious. Like, what do you think her purpose is in this
Well,
universe?
I'll be honest with you. If Spider-Man is becoming a mutant, if he's mutating and now Spider-Man is becoming a mutant, I go back to my Jean Grey shit.
Yeah.
Like if that is actually what's happening here, if we're watching Spider-Man turn and become a mutant, which would really be a human mutate as we know it in the comic books, I'm back to my Jean Grey shit.
All right. So I will say this, not my X-Men. We got to stop doing the shit when they made Miss Marvel a mutant. Whack. Whatever they try to
Okay, but this
Well, they were just playing too much.
Nah,
when they
but
didn't
there's
have
precedent there though. They did that in the comics. They said Terrigenesis. You know how bad the Inhuman show was? The Inhuman show ruined the humans for everybody. They said, all right, bet. We clearing house. We erasing that from the canon. We throwing that in the garbage, right? How did Black Bolt get his powers? Who cares, right? Miss Marvel, welcome to X Mansion. Here's your card. Here's your room. Thank you for coming. That's like, I don't think they're gonna make Spider-Man a mutant. I think that's a little bit too far. But for Miss Marvel, it's a little different.
Well, then let's talk about the Rogue of it all. Honestly, I don't think that's right.
That's
I don't
not
think
Rogue.
that's right.
First of all, why would Rogue be a Jets fan? She loves herself too much. She would never do that to herself.
Yeah.
Come on, let's have some respect.
I actually did like that part because I'm like, all right, if you keep it cute and it's just a little bit like, hey, quick gag, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a bunch of mutants running around in this movie, I will be a little bit like.
Okay, so like, who is Keith David playing? Because obviously that was his voice.
Yeah.
Most recognizable voice in Hollywood. What's he doing?
That's my biggest question now.
Yeah.
Like, why are we hearing Keith David?
I'm into it.
Who do you think he is?
Professor X.
Xavier? No, I'm just joking.
Keith David?
That would actually. Okay, wait a minute.
You shave his head?
No, he's not.
He's not Xavier.
No, but that'd be cool.
Wait. Actually, I might know. Not the character, but there have been rumors that what Punisher, Spider-Man, and everybody might be fighting against is like a mutant force not an anti-mutant force that is rising and trying to capture, and that might connect back to Daredevil, like trying to capture mutants or extra powered individuals, and maybe that's how a Jean Grey teams up with like a Punisher or something like that, where it's like, okay, and that might be the Keith David role.
And they think Spider-Man is like a mutant type thing.
Yeah.
He's going through his whole transformation.
Good trailer here, though. Good trailer. Gives you enough questions to still want to get you into the theater. Also gives you enough answers to what you should expect dramatically and from an action standpoint that you're excited about going, which is the mark of a good trailer.
Right.
I do want to come back and talk about the human element of this, which is there's a part of this that's just an origin story for this version of Spider-Man, which is going to feature him meeting MJ,
again,
him meeting Ned, again, like him meeting his friends and how he becomes friends with them, which we have gotten before in Spider-Man movies, which was kind of done differently with this iteration of Spider-Man, but they're doing again. I'm as excited about that as I am about anything, maybe more.
Do you think this movie ends with the reintroduction of MJ and Ned into his life, or do you think that this might be a sort of thing where maybe they're not in his life and he has to accept that?
I gotta be honest.
I mean, it seems very clear that at different points in the movie, he's like, I couldn't imagine that being the case. We'll put it to you like that. I don't think, because if that's the case, it's a waste of narrative.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more Zendaya, legitimately the biggest female star in the entire world, the biggest woman in box office lady I don't know how much she's going to want to come back and play MJ.
Sure.
I mean, she's playing with not her
what
husband
happens.
yet.
But you're right. So I don't know if that's a calculus in this, but I couldn't imagine going back to that and then having those characters not be in the movie.
What do you, for this being the final film before Doomsday, do you think that they're basically like, no, we're telling our story, or emotionally, this is going to be a version of we're kind of saying goodbye to this kind of version of this world in Spider-Man? Because I'm assuming I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Holland comes back for another 2 films. And this might be kind of like a launch pad to be like, okay, next time you see Spider-Man, X-Men are going to be popping up. There's going to be a different type of Avengers. Spider-Man might be leading the Avengers.
I mean, throughout this film, there's always been another heavy hitter with them. There's always been an Iron Man. There's always been a Nick Fury. There's always been the other 2 Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. This one's got Hulk and Punisher. They're always going to surround Spider-Man with talent. If he's one thing ever, he LeBron James. We're going to put a Dwayne Wade next to you. We're going to put an AD next to you. We're going to put a Luka next to you. You always got to have somebody. So in this new iteration of Spider-Man, post Doomsday, post Secret Wars, he's going to be out there swinging with Firestar and Iceman, bro. You know what I mean?
But this is the first time that he's, to me, doesn't have someone slightly eclipsing him.
Yeah.
Right.
And you could maybe say that you can maybe say the second one he
Far
did.
From Home, yeah.
Far From Home he did.
Nick Fury
but
not the same.
Nick Fury not the same.
Yeah.
Mysterio not the same. Maybe from an actor standpoint, you could argue that Jake Gyllenhaal takes up like a large portion of the culture of a movie, but not really. In this one, though, these guys are co-stars to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like they are.
Yeah.
Like Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. There was a lot a lot of curiosity there. Tobey Maguire, for a lot of people, is their Spider-Man. Seeing him back, those two guys together, that was a tandem, an ensemble type of deal. These guys in this movie feel like legitimate co-stars to Spider-Man. Hulk in the MCU has always been a co-star.
Yeah.
Right.
Besides the one movie that he got. After that, they made Hulk a bench player.
Well,
So
they
this
had
is
to.
not.
It's a right. You know the right.
I
stuff.
understand that.
Yeah.
This is not him. Before it was, I would argue that Spider-Man was Kyrie. And that they brought in the LeBron James. I would say that it was the other
To
way.
big bro him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now this is clearly he's got a Kyrie and a Kevin Love.
I mean, if we're
Yeah.
being real, like Iron Man is the LeBron of the MCU. Let's
Certainly,
be-
yeah. So we drafted Spider-Man
Yeah.
like at first with Kyrie. Too much basketball, guys. Let's move on.
Wait, so before we get off Hulk, though, I think this movie,
Before we get off him.
it seems like we're
Calm
doing
down.
Savage Hulk. It seems like the final showdown is going to be between Peter, because that's always been a big thing in the comics. I think if the Hulk versus Thing is the big rivalry, it's Wolverine and Hulk, and then the third one is Spider-Man and Hulk.
Right.
I'm wondering, after Captain America,
Yeah.
do they need to redeem the Hulk?
Uh,
like in terms of like a third act extravaganza.
It
If
really-
the Hulk gets pieced up by Spider-Man and Punisher, do we start having conversations?
No, we've been having the conversation. The Hulks have always been getting fucked over in the MCU, and it sucks. I would hate for that to be like the main showdown, especially knowing that like the finale of Captain America, regardless of whether or not you liked it, ends with a Hulk fight. I don't really want this to end with a Hulk fight.
I mean, it could.
In the trailer, they already have motherfuckers' minds getting controlled, turning evil.
I don't know if that will be the third act. I think it'll be more akin to the fight in Age of Ultron, like the end of the second act.
Team up.
Where it's Iron Man in the Hulkbuster versus the Hulk. I don't know if he's like not the main villain, but like the big bad at the end. But though, like he's got to. I mean, if you're gonna put Hulk in the movie, he got to fight the Hulk. Now, I need to see Spider-Man put some work in. Right?
Yes.
If it's just Spider-Man beat up and the Hulk fight and however it goes, cool. But if Hulk loses to Spider-Man and Punisher, man,
Well,
that's nasty.
so
I'm sorry.
a couple of things here. Number one, Mr. Negative is in the movie.
Yeah.
And so we have to see how Mr. Negative takes up space in the film as a big bad. Seems like he's going to be a pretty cool big bad, right?
Mhm.
So Mr. Negative is in the movie. But the Hulk is interestingly, in my opinion, in a similar situation to what Spider-Man is in the MCU. There's not another character in the MCU to me that is as poised for a new beginning as is the Hulk.
Yes.
Because we haven't seen a version of the Hulk in the MCU quite yet that reminds us or seems familiar to us to the Hulk that we know from the lore that he inhabits in the comic
You want to say
world.
the original Avengers didn't have that type of just like brute force of nature thing, and then after those films, they kind of just
Maybe. That's the
Pound.
closest that we've got.
I feel like the Joss Whedon ones. Yeah.
That's the closest that we've gotten. But what I'm talking about more so is, and the Hulk's movie, his movie dealt with this a little bit. What I'm talking about more is the dramatic nature of the power of the Hulk.
Right.
That is this legitimate, not to be too on the nose, but a legitimate world breaker. Like a world breaker Hulk, a Hulk that is a multinational planetary threat that also is trying to figure out how to do good without breaking the whole thing.
Yeah.
That still can be explored much, much deeper in the MCU. And I imagine that if there's a future for the character in the MCU, then that they'll kind of do that.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he's got that thing on his arm. Shout out She-Hulk, man. She-Hulk confirmed MCU canon, man. We made it. It's here. You got it. She-Hulk essential
She-Hulk
viewing.
gonna be in. Wait,
Essential viewing.
I think there's some controversy over that. I don't know if she's trying to come back. I think she said fuck
I
it.
thought that was a joke. Like,
That definitely was a joke.
I think it was a joke.
I thought Miss Lonnie was down
Because
with
I've
coming back.
from the whatchamacallit, I remember from the art, the concept art that leaked.
Yeah, there was a bunch of She-Hulk.
There might be like a Hulk world type shit. I also the thing that, and we've talked about it a lot. To me, what this movie might be doing also is when I watched this trailer, I was almost like, oh, this is Daniel Craig Bond. This is like they're gonna run this into the ground, not in a bad way, just because I'm like, Tom Holland now is the Spider-Man. And I was like, oh, is this trilogy going to be about turning him into Iron Man? Where it's like, where else does this character have to go? And I'm just like, well, once you introduce Miles Morales, can we get Tom Holland to a place? And I think the funny thing is, that's the existential question about his career. Can we get this this actor to a place where he feels like a leading man and not like a boy? And that's nothing against his skill or whatever. It's just, it's the same thing that Daniel Radcliffe had with Harry Potter.
Well, I'll be honest with you. A lot of our perception of Tom Holland comes from the way he is perceived as Spider-Man.
Yes.
And so new Spider-Man might directly correlate to new Tom Holland. And it's a big year for him, right? He's got the Odyssey coming out and stuff like that. He is kind of my dad in that. But like, it's a big. I mean, you guys have read the Odyssey, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Then you know that like that character.
This trailer aged him up a little bit. I was like, oh, like I think he's gotten better as an actor. When I was watching this trailer, I was like, oh, okay, there's shades here. You're doing a little bit more.
I mean, he's always been a phenomenal performer. I think that's the thing. I think he's done in that movie, in this franchise, shall I say, in Spider-Man, exactly what they asked him to.
Exactly.
He's always been a phenomenal performer. And I like the idea of him going through more emotional angst, dealing with the loss of Aunt May, dealing with the loss of his friends, and also dealing with gaining new powers on a new perspective. This seems like a elevated, grown-up Spider-Man. I was so fucking excited, bro. I'm
glad.
I was so excited.
The pluck has been a problem.
I've never not liked these movies, but the one thing that's always stopped me from really fully investing into them is it never really felt like the Spider-Man that I was used to seeing. This totally does.
I want to go back for a quick second because I agree with you, and I think it's not a Spider-Man story if you don't end up sad or loses something at the end, right? It's always got to be a bummer. I want to go back to what you're saying as like Tom Holland as like the sun that this new trilogy can orbit around. I think that what we're missing, and I think for DC and for Marvel right now, they're trying it with Superman. They need somebody to orbit around. Like you need.
Yeah.
It was Iron Man for forever, killed him off, and they couldn't find the juice again. Right. We thought that it would be Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Captain Marvel, and Spider-Man would be the people that would rally around. And for reasons out of it just didn't happen. Right. It didn't work. And so now, if you bring Tom Holland back for a second one and a third one of his movies, and you find the Spider-Man, he becomes the guy. Then can you reorient a universe where Tom Holland Spider-Man is the new Iron Man? I think that's possible.
I think where they're actually going is like in the comics, a writer called Brian Michael Bendis revolutionized the Avengers. The Avengers were never like a cool group. This is a very new type of thing. And one of the things that he did is he broke a cardinal rule, which was we're going to put our two biggest heroes on this team, which was Spider-Man and Wolverine. And to your point, I wouldn't be surprised if Feige is like, okay, not only do we need to find a focal point for the Avengers, we need, like, I wouldn't be surprised if whoever becomes the new Wolverine isn't just playing on the X-Men. I wouldn't be surprised if Wolverine, they don't pop him into the Avengers movies and be like, okay, you are our new Cap and Iron Man.
Yeah.
You are the two big heroes. Because if we're being honest, Spider-Man and Wolverine are bigger characters than Cap and Iron Man.
They are.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the Avengers movies kind of have to go, which is just like, okay, Tom Holland, you are Robert Downey Jr. now. Not set.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
in terms of the place in the universe.
Yeah.
I think that I half agree with you. And I think the half that I agree with you is I think you're 100% right. I think you're 100% right about Spider-Man and Wolverine's place in the Avengers lore moving forward. I think that's an awesome idea and something I hadn't thought about and something that they probably will do. I don't know if the character of Spider-Man can have a cinematic universe oriented around him. Because the character of Spider-Man is the character of Spider-Man is at its best a street level plus character.
Yeah.
When you see Spider-Man in these other in these other comic books, he's a part of the thing that kind of brings you, like Spider-Man is part of the Future Foundation, or Spider-Man is part of the event. Like he's a big part of this stuff, but these really big cinematic things, or these even really big comic book runs, the character of Spider-Man has never really been a team. You need somebody else to kind of be the team leader, focal point, tip of the spear, and you need Spider-Man to bring a different type of drama and hero energy to it.
But who's that character now? Now that they're probably thinking, we can recast Captain America, but they're probably in the back of their heads already being like, we know that the audience may never think of this person in the same way they think of Chris Evans. And they might be like, the future of the MCU, they might be like, we're kind of done with Captain America movies. We're done with Iron Man movies. We might just be doing Avengers, Spider-Man, X-Men properties. And I'm just like, can you have an Avengers that is not buoyed by 3 Captain America movies, 3 Iron Man movies that kind of do a lot of the emotional characterization heavy lifting?
I think that's a big reorientation around what we've been used to. And I think that's probably actually what that really needs, because not sitting on the laurels of heroes of the past and actually moving on to something that probably is an unconventional choice to anchor those stories. Because yes, we do love the character of Wolverine, and we've loved him because of the Hugh Jackman portrayals and everything that he's meant in the cartoons and things that we've grown up in the 90s. But I think that could easily be carried around a different rendition of that character after a Secret Wars happens.
I mean, the math suggests that audiences really don't want to see no movies unless it's the big dollar people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I think in the new era of superhero movie making, yeah, you're going to get an Avengers every couple of years. You're going to Spider-Man every couple of years. Go to X-Men every couple of years. And they'll hopefully do a better job of putting, like, you know, the Hulks and the Punishers and all those people in and around those movies. So when you come into the next Avengers, you come into the next Spider-Man, you're not like, wait, where's that guy been for 3 years? Or where's this character been forever?
I just thought of this. Do you think a way to introduce a new Captain America is like, let's say they're like, you know what? We've never had a Captain America and a Wolverine movie. We know that these two were running around World War II together. Do you almost make Captain America the sidekick for a bit? Where it's like he's not carrying the movie. It's like, oh, we're doing a World War II version of this.
A lot of interesting stuff going on in your brain today.
Yeah. World War II Wolverine meets Cap.
This is what happens when I like an MCU. I was like, hey,
we got ideas.
That's very interesting right there. That's very interesting. I think that's a fantastic idea right there. Like I remember you from fucking Germany. Remember, I saw you cutting somebody up, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Actually, he wouldn't have had the claws yet.
Well, he would have the
bone claws. Yeah.
So I want you guys to think story for a second here.
Right.
Okay. So let's think about 2 focal points in 2 different universes and how their stories actually, not how they converge, but how their stories were propulsive in those universes. Okay. So the first one we'll do is Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Right.
Hugh Jackman's Wolverine was a mutant outcast when we meet him. A mutant that had these fantastic powers that was, you know, in the wilderness somewhere, away from what we would consider to be the bourgeoisie mutant class of Professor Xavier. That clash, the outcast of being a mutant, being on the road, being experimented on by human beings. You got the fucking the claws. You have Stryker
Weapon X,
and all of that stuff. You have Weapon X. The tension there was, can this guy who is representative of mutant history trust Xavier and the X-Men enough to be a part of what it is that they're doing? And through that narrative, we came to learn about Xavier and what they were doing. We came to love Wolverine, and we came to be more deeper immersed into that world. Wolverine's character had specific utility, right? Because he's watching the fight. Do I get into the fight? Do I invest into the fight? Do I become a part of the fight? Do I fuck the fight? Like with Jean Grey, all of that stuff. But that character, that character being our entry into that, It worked story-wise.
Right.
The same is true with Iron Man. Iron Man is a man. Like, he's a man that decided to change his life and take on the mantle of not just protector of Earth, but interplanetary protector of humankind, his own kind. And he was able to get Cap to a degree, Thor, Hulk, and all of these people to rally around his genius. In Endgame, they have to go, in order for this to work, they have to go talk to him to get him back into the fight. Yeah. They have to make him do the same thing that he really did in Iron Man 1. In Iron Man 1, Tony decides to forego the life that he is leading to take on this gigantic project of heroism. He has to make that decision. He has to do it again in Endgame. That character was propelled forward by using what that character is for story and also the performance of Robert Downey Jr., which was once in a generation. Right. Yeah. What I'm saying now is part of this is going to be the biggest character, be it Spider-Man, be it Wolverine, be it whomever. But part of it is going to be how authentically you can believe that whoever they decide to orient this universe around, that their individual journey, their individual journey is worth it. Yeah. That their individual journey to be a part of something bigger than them because they've been an outcast for 200 some odd years. Right. Their individual journey to cast off the grotesqueries of their lineage, their father being a arms dealer and all the hurt and harm, their addiction to alcohol, their self-centeredness, to get to that sacrifice at the end, whether or not that character is built for that. That is something that, like, I am singularly interested in. Which story, if it's Black Panther, if it's Wolverine, if it's Spider-Man, which story can the MCU orient itself? What is the new MCU?
Well, so I had an idea based off what you were just saying, which I think the meta context that could help the MCU forward is the one thing I feel like the X-Men films in the Fox era never got to do contractually is what's really interesting about X-Men comics isn't just that humans hate them. It's that for years, the Avengers weren't fucking with them. None of the other heroes, they were freaks to everyone. And to me, I think there's a generational question that the MCU going forward can have where it's like, we're going to get a new Black Panther. The failures of the older generation have left Peter Parker in this position. And I think similarly for the X-Men, it's like, I kind of want to see an MCU where the Avengers are the dickheads. Where it's like, oh, maybe they aren't the leaders. Maybe the reason that we're rooting for the X-Men is it's not just that humans hate them, like in the Fox universe. It's that they're actual outcasts in the MCU.
You continue to cook. If we have Spider-Man as an orphan in between a potential Avengers versus X-Men situation, which is
Secret Wars
where they might end up going.
Right. Yeah.
Like the Avengers versus X-Men situation seems like somewhere that could be really, really interesting.
Right.
I mean, I can't believe we're just not thinking about this. This movie comes out, and then we're getting Doomsday, and then we're getting Secret Wars. The sequel, you gonna have the symbiote in the sequel.
Yeah.
You gonna get the symbiote in the sequel.
Because we've seen a little. No, we did.
Like, well, I don't think that's the symbiote. I think that is Man Spider.
No, yeah. I know, but we didn't see.
We saw the goop. Okay, the goop in I know what you're talking about in the end credits of the last Venom movie where he's talking to the homie from Ted Lasso. And
Oh, right, and it's off in the desert, and
right, and then he comes back at the end of No Way Home. Right, but the venom is left there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you're saying? I mean, it could still be there, but I think they're saving that for post Secret Wars.
Yeah, that's an up in the air.
It's a post credit.
I mean, I would. This is just me being a nerd. You know, fucking Tom Holland is gonna have to face off against Robert Downey Jr. Doom. Yo, give my man the black suit.
Yeah,
you know, like evil versus evil. Just come on, bruh.
You know what's funny?
That'd be so great.
Doom is an interesting thought here as well.
How so?
Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom cannot last. Okay, it's not gonna last. There'll be variants Doom, but Doom as a character, that the anti-hero nature of Doom is an interesting thing for this entire deal to play with, right? There's just so much. When you bring in the X-Men to a world, bro, we could spend there's just so much that the X-Men could do. We can remember when Xavier fell in love with the bird lady, left the X-Men.
You know what I'm saying?
Went up in space. Magneto, honestly, if they did y'all thought Professor X was going to be the leader of these X-Men.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's off in space, he's Magneto.
But once again, though, before we move on, before Charles introduces the Doom trailer, think about, and we've had these conversations about trailers that were cool and trailers that sort of let us down. Think about what a good trailer does.
Yeah.
And especially what this trailer had to do. This might have been the most high leverage trailer in the history of the MCU.
That's not
And they landed.
I mean,
they really landed it.
Up until today, until it's Doomsday's turn.
Right now, history of the MCU
right
means
now.
right
Yes,
now.
right now.
Yes,
Right
it
now.
doesn't
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
I say in the future.
I think you already
Don't play with me, nigga.
I think you already said this though. It's so simple. They landed the plane emotionally. Where it's like you could have all these characters, all these cameos, all these Easter eggs, but if I don't give a fuck about this story and what they're going through, and I felt for Tom Holland, I felt for Peter Parker, I was like, fuck this.
Bro, Zendaya was looking good too, man.
When he saw Zendaya with her new boo, he was like,
oh,
it's
bro,
tough.
man.
It's tough. That would be really tough. That would be really tough. But also, you know
We
what I
didn't
would
even
feel?
actually break up.
But you know what? You know what I would feel like though? I would feel like I had like an upper hand because like she already been fucking with me. She
Yeah,
just
but she don't know you
The
no
only-
more.
yeah,
Nah,
she
but
think
it's- but she, but
you
when
got
she-
memory wipes. That's all it
when
was.
she get
bro.
to know me though. When she get to know me though, nigga.
It's been 4 years.
It's tough, man.
All right, Dune.
all right, Dune Part 3. Directed by Denis Villeneuve, written by Villeneuve and Brian K. Vaughan. The new trailer features our first look at Robert Pattinson playing, how do I pronounce this? Skytel?
I guess.
A lot of people, there's a lot of consternation and talk on the internet on the right way to say.
What's your pronunciation?
Some say Skytelli.
Skytelli?
Yeah.
I think
But-
that's silly.
Villeneuve
Some
said
people, I
something.
mean, look, I'm telling you, so there's people are saying it's different ways.
But Villeneuve, before he talked about the trailer when they were doing a premiere, he said it will be a Dune movie, but with a different tone, a different rhythm, and a different pace. The first movie was more a contemplation of a boy exploring a new world, and the second was a war movie. This one is a thriller. It's more action-packed, more dense, more muscular. Van, you have a very complicated relationship with the Dune universe.
How so?
Complicated.
Huh?
How so?
Like,
No, I love Dune.
no, you love Dune, but we've gone through, is this a white savior movie? Is it the
Oh,
this?
look, like once again, that's up to the movie to do. I've talked to Dune being a white savior movie to me it always enrages people when we talk about that. That's like a throwaway notion to me. It doesn't really matter that much. It's just something that I notice. I want people to understand something. 45 years on Earth being black, I know this shit. It doesn't matter where I go. I go someplace and I've been sitting down for 7 minutes. They walk past me. I just notice. I don't even trip. I just notice. And when the person comes over to take my order, I go, oh, thank you for including us. All right. This is what, you know what I'm saying? I just notice things.
Right.
Doesn't mean I'm to the point now where I'm not gonna let that ruin my meal. But I notice. A lot of people have said us are looking at that in Dune 2 was we didn't get it. And you're right. We didn't. Because it looked like to me that they was fucking with it. It looked like everybody was fucking with it. Everybody was happy. He looked cool as shit when he was up there doing the things. I didn't see it. Maybe if somebody would have had to die for it, right? If somebody would have came up to him and been like, and he'd have been like, and cut their fucking head off, I'd have been like, this nigga's going too far. But it's
gotta go.
But it looked like to me, everyone was cool. He looked super cool. Then he wins the fight. He gets the girl, 2 girls, kicks the black girl. To me, it looked like he was still pretty cool.
But if we go back to this, hey, yo, still booed up in the tent.
It looked like it. Once again, it looked like it worked out.
Now, it worked. They talked it out.
In this situation, he wages a galactic jihad that kills around 60 billion people.
Yeah.
Right? So you know that.
Right.
You know that. Like he kills 60 billion people. That didn't happen in Dune 2. So everybody that got all of their dander up and was like, you guys don't understand it, you can't see what he's becoming. Not really. But
until now,
in that movie, I don't feel like that movie gave that to us.
But you already had a conversation, I believe, on Higher Learning with Sean and Amanda about Timmy. Obviously, Timmy lost to Michael B. Jordan. Congrats to Michael B.
King of Hollywood.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
I actually think my Galaxy Brain take, this is the best thing that could have happened to Timmy. He's walking through this movie. The villain is back. I'm like, yo, he's the most hated. I'm like, come on, bro. Come on, let's start a feeling.
Anakin Skywalker.
This is the narrative, bro. This is how you weave the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Come December, man, the movie come out, you the man, and guess what? You don't want to take your foot off the pedal, but you're like, I learned my lesson from last time. I'm chilling.
I am making a prediction right now.
Lock it in.
Timothée Chalamet will win the Best Actor Academy Award for this role.
Whoa. All right. Oh,
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
It's a big year next year.
It's a big year next year.
Nolan
A lot
dropping.
can surprise you. A lot can
He will
surprise
get
you.
nominated. This movie will get nominated for Best Movie. I don't know.
Let me tell you why I think this will happen. Number one, over the course of the next X amount of months, people will start to regret the way that they reacted to Timothée Chalamet in the whole Marty Supreme run.
Is it just the ballet shit, or are you just talking about like the entire Marty Supreme
thing?
Run?
People will start to say, hey, it was a little bit too much on him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Number two, I think Timothée Chalamet will react to the way that he acted and the way that he was perceived during this time. Number three, this is a big movie star deal.
Yeah.
A deep production that will show Timothée Chalamet as a badass, that will show Timothée Chalamet as someone who is questioning his place. Legitimately, very few roles come at this time for an actor.
Yeah.
Right.
Where we're questioning how big of a movie star they are, where we're questioning the nature of the person, which is essentially what this role is.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what the role is.
That's what this role is. This role is Paul going, you know.
Well, if that makes me a villain, I guess.
I guess I'm a villain, but I'm doing this for the right reasons. I want to legitimately be great, but look at all of the carnage that I'm causing.
Yeah.
Look at everyone around me. Look at the people in this particular movie that are conspiring against me, which he's going to have people conspiring against him from the Bene Gesserit, from the fucking Spacefaring Guild, Pattinson, from everyone. Like, this is legitimately his shining moment, and it's coming out in December. The movie will come out in December and shorten the length of time that he can fuck it up.
Yes. So we need to condense.
Marty, you don't need to do no Marty Supreme promo because this is the biggest one of the biggest movies.
Please don't rap. Please
you
don't
gotta be
Timmy.
out the streets like, yo, go watch Marty Supreme. You don't need no jackets. It's Dune, brother. You don't gotta go crazy.
Watching this, I love these movies. I'm not shitting on them, but to me, this might be the Star Wars prequels done right, where I think the issue with the Star Wars prequels and Hayden is that Hayden had this massive kind of toll or like weight on his shoulders. So did Lucas. Is we were introduced to Darth Vader first. So it's just like almost that evolution can never really live up to what we've already seen before versus with Dune, which obviously Dune influenced Star Wars. When I was watching this, I'm like, oh, we are tracking Timothy go from the hero to the villain in 3 tight movies. Also, as that actor is ascending. And I was just like, when I was watching this, I'm like, I'm interested in if he can pull this off. Can he pull off the evil, tyrant, genocidal maniac that he becomes? Because there were parts of the trailer I was like, ooh, interesting. And then there were parts of the trailer I was like, okay, gonna have to see the whole movie.
I'm interested in the pen because there's the bit in the trailer where Timmy is talking to his mom and he's like, how did father do it? She's like, your father never started
That was a
war.
bar.
And I was like,
awesome. That was a bar.
At first it seems like kind of sarcastic, like, yeah, your father never did this. Then you think about it for a second, it's like, wait, weren't you the person who made him drink the blue juice?
Yeah, she put all this in motion.
You know what I'm saying?
This is,
and so now your brain starts spinning. You're like, oh man, Timmy, he fought for his life in this movie. He got to come in from all sides. Like it's finna. I can't wait. I can't wait. That like little scene alone got my wheels spinning enough to where like, yeah, send me in the theater. I need to see this movie right now.
Are you psyched about the fact that Brian K. Vaughan is on this script?
So that's what I did want to talk about. That I find it interesting for a couple reasons. Brian K. Vaughan is one of my favorite comic book writers.
Incredible.
He's done Runaways, Why the Last Man, Ex Machina,
Saga.
Just I think he's writing the Gundam movie too.
Yeah, he's an incredible writer.
What I think is interesting about Villeneuve bringing in Brian K. Vaughan this time is, to me, this is probably the most difficult book that they had to adapt.
Oh, yes,
because it's
for sure.
And to bring in someone like Brian K. Vaughan, I associate that comic book writer with characterization and emotion and just like that depth of real. Because I think Villeneuve is great at like structure and all of these other things, but for this movie to land, I don't actually think it needs to be a one-to-one of the book. I think that they need to emotionally land Timmy and his journey and the fall.
Yes, that is also very true. And it's the fact that now we're at this part in the Dune books. This is where Dune gets really fucking weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets much weirder.
Much weirder, but like as Paul's journey begins to end, this is where things get really not off the rails, but like you get to see the broader galaxy of what this world in Dune is about. And Vaughn is very, very good at, like, particularly with the work that he did in Saga, where all of these fantastical elements that have brought together that all made to feel real.
Yeah.
Vaughn has done an amazing job with doing those things. Yeah. And to know that we could get the Spacefaring Guild, and I don't know if they'll tease Paul's son at all. But
name him Leto. There are
a couple of kids that are listed as in terms of like, I think it might be even Jason Momoa's son that's listed in the movie as they might be in it. I think they brought him in because they're not really adapting it.
They could be changing.
I think it's I think
the adaptation of Dune Messiah that you'll get is closer to the adaptation that you got in One Battle After Another of Violent.
That's fair.
I think that if you guys ever read Violent, which I had to do for the Substack that I wrote, it's brilliant.
How to Substack on the planet?
I haven't written in a couple of weeks. I'm busy. But I think that this adaptation of Dune Messiah will be closer to that, in that it'll be inspired by, with major story beats from, but they'll figure out a different way out of this, because this is the end.
Yeah.
The epic
this is the conclusion. They'll figure out a different way out of this than what happens in Dune Messiah, because Dune Messiah is essentially a new beginning to everything that's going on.
Are you telling me that I'm going to turn Leto 2 into a giant space?
Well, that doesn't happen.
I'm genuinely not ruling that out, though.
I mean, looking towards the future of it, but I think the reason why Vaughn was brought in was because if you listen to what he's saying, I think they're doing something that's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah,
and you think controversial?
I don't know. I don't know that it'll be controversial. You guys are Dune book. I don't. It just depends how closely connected are you to the lore of Dune, to where you want to see. Because we should talk about it. Frank Herbert in Dune ended up at the end of it just legitimately running out of gas.
Yeah.
Legitimately saying to everyone, I didn't really know how to finish this. He had some personal tragedy that happened to him. It's a very interesting story. His story is almost worth doing a movie about him.
Oh yeah.
And so there is some there's some stuff that happens in the Dune books to where later on it makes you wonder if there was just catharsis there in writing these characters and visiting them as he was going through some really profound things personally that were happening to him. The movie can't be concerned with that.
No.
The movie has to tie up all of these characters and get people out of this. And there's a lot of work to be done to make this one of the defining sci-fi trilogies in movie history.
I don't think that Villeneuve is going to lose sight of the ball with all of that. I think it's more so he was flirting with a lot of newer, weirder things in Dune 2. We had like the talking baby. We had those visions. We had a pretty major departure at the end when Chani didn't join Paul at the end when she went off on her own. That is not in the books. That is not how that's supposed to end. She usually just became his concubine and was like pals basically with Florence Pugh's character. And
but there were also gigantic, like the baby talks, but like not as much.
No,
like,
not nearly as much.
And in Dune, the book, it is.
It's like full on.
But it is the younger sister that kills Harkonnen, right?
Yeah.
So that there are some gigantic departures.
Yeah.
One thing here is it looks as if in this trailer, either that's a flashback or it's all good. Chani's character looks like her and Paul are talking about naming kids. Mm-hmm. If in fact there is that huge decision made by her at the end of Dune 2, and then it's all gravy and they come back together, a lot of people are going to wonder what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, well, we don't really know the context of that scene.
We don't know what's going on. Yeah, we have no clue.
Could be changing the thing.
Could be a dream.
Yeah.
Could be
a whole lot of
stuff. Could be like actually some sort of flashback.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened to get them back together. We're not sure. I think there's actually a huge divide online about what's happening in that scene.
We know there's a 17-year jump.
17
years from end of Dune Part 2 to Part 3 because Anya Taylor-Joy is his sister and she's grown up, so there's definitely a flash forward. But we'll see. I think in the book we don't really see the big war, right? Like it goes to Messiah and they're like, "Hey, that was crazy, huh? Wow!" And then you deal with the aftermath there. So when they say like there's action, it's gonna be crazy. Maybe we see part of that little galactic jihad.
But I think he said that this one is more of a thriller. Technically, the second one was the war movie. So is this, if it's keeping with the book, being like, no, this is people in, obviously we're going to get action, it's Villeneuve, but like this is people in rooms really trying to take, it sounds like a political thriller where they're trying to take down.
Like he's done the thing.
In
hey
the
guys,
aftermath
I've taken over the world. It's me, I'm the king now. And people are like, hey, he's ruining it for everybody.
This cannot stand.
We gotta
But he
get
said
out
it was very muscular though.
True.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how I expect there to be a lot of action. Like a lot of
I think there's going to be some action.
Yeah.
So let's say Denny lands the plane. What conversation are we having in terms of like fandom trilogies?
It's going to be uncomfortable.
Star Wars, Dark Knight. Like, where does this rank if you're like, even if this isn't as good, I think Dune 2 is the one they have to get over. Let's say it's just as good as Dune 1. Is it an all-timer now? Top 5, top 10?
Easily.
There's not as much competition there as you think that there is.
It's not.
It's like
really,
Lord of the Rings to me.
Lord of the Rings,
Star Wars.
the first Star Wars.
We're talking about first Star Wars trilogy.
Well, again, we don't talk about it enough, but like I really rank the Circus's Planet of the Apes trilogy quite high.
No, get the fuck out of here.
I do too.
I would. You gotta think about
quality, but like
in retrospect, I think Matrix trilogy I rank up there. I think Matrix Reloaded is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
and I think the final movie isn't as bad as people.
Overhated.
You know how I feel. I think it's a tough sell for a lot of people.
Sure, that movie asks a lot.
Yeah,
tough sell. Right,
it's a tough sell for a lot of people. You know how I feel.
But also, how many times in a trilogy is the first movie not only the best in the trilogy, but is like a generation?
But
like
it's like
the
Matrix is like literally changed film.
Yeah,
in general. I mean, if you want to like elevate, if you want to just take the Matrix and be like, the Matrix is up here, and then Reloaded is here, and then I can kind of get that. But saying that the third one is overhated, I can't fly that ship with you, buddy. I can't get on that boat with you. I'm sorry.
You don't know ball, but it's
I'm sorry.
Look, it is what it is.
The Cap trilogy?
The Cap trilogy, yeah.
We're talking fantasy though.
But if we're talking about fantasy though, it's not, there are not as many genre defining movie trilogies as you think that there are. And Dune will be right up there.
True. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to get to, I don't think there's anything that this movie could do for Dune to get to the level of the first 3 Star Wars movies. And part of that is just like nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
Part of that is just
time will make that.
Well, like you launch a whole world. Everybody knows, may the force be with you. Everyone knows, like there's just a cultural penetration that exists from when that came in and the point in movie making that we were at.
But what happens when the movie comes out and it's the best movie ever and it goes on?
If it beats Dune 2?
No. What if it goes on and it's the Oscars, and it's just like Lord of the Rings,
Full suite.
Return of the King, and it's just
I don't
Oscar.
think that's gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying? But let's say it does. Then we do have to start having like real uncomfortable conversations.
I already,
about what we
people
put
don't
Dune
get mad
through.
at me already off the first two movies. I like these two movies more than I like Lord of the Rings. If I'm gonna be real,
I mean, but also you
that's
never
not-
really
that's-
fucked with Lord of the
that's
Rings
not-
that much.
That's not close to me.
You don't like. Well,
Nah, yeah, Dune fucking over.
You
way
don't
over.
fuck
All right,
with
man,
Lord of the
let's
Rings like
calm
that.
down.
You
No,
don't like Lord of the
if you
Rings
being
like
real.
that. You're not
let's calm down. Hey,
I might know.
let's let Dune 3 come out. I know it's opinion.
easy.
No, it's
Hey
opinion.
man,
But let's.
I'm not. Look, I get it. I'm not on Return of the King like that. I don't
That's a
like
real
that shit
shame.
that much.
That's a real
Tough,
shame.
I
man.
don't like that shit that much. It is what it is. Like you guys, can I have my corner of skepticism? I like
That's fine.
everything.
Yeah.
Like I like everything. I never fuck with it that much. It is good.
It has
was
been remade.
worth my time.
it's good.
It is good. It is worth
I
my
already
time.
think
I
based
never
on the
fuck with
first
it
two
like that.
movies, now I'm like, if Dune 3 lands it, I'm like, it's better than the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to see the return. I'm gonna have to see the awards, man.
Yeah.
That movie went crazy, bro. I'm sorry. The streets is going crazy for return.
I was
for
sitting in
Lord
that
of the
bitch for
Rings.
about 30 minutes at the end going, is it time to go yet? Well, I like, don't get me, I'm not, you guys, I'm
We
not
not hating.
besmirching, you know. I
You
get
are
it.
hating. Y'all
I'm
are
not.
hating.
little
Okay,
bit.
I'm just telling
You are
you
hating.
that for whatever reason, I remember going to Fellowship of the Ring, right? We all went, Baton Rouge Nerd
You guys were dressed
Society.
up. You had to.
None of that. Like we all like,
No, you had to be outside
We all
again.
went, and I went and saw the movie and came away like, yeah, that was good. That was good.
No,
and everybody
man, that
was
that
like,
changed lives.
everybody was like, that is the fucking best thing that has ever come. I was like, for real?
That movie changed lives.
Yeah, and I'm
serious.
gonna watch that bitch again. You know what? Let's run it back. I'm gonna watch that bitch again because maybe I wasn't in.
That's
watch
our
the-
new holiday
watch
thing.
the
The Midnight
extended
Boys
edition.
this Christmas
You act-
season. Let's just do the
You act
rewatch.
like every other white person you know doesn't watch that every Christmas.
I know.
Like, yeah.
I know people do it for Thanksgiving. The Fellowship,
Christmas
Two Towers,
holidays. Yeah.
Return of the King. They
That's
just
some long
go
ass fucking
crazy.
movies. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's great.
But okay, so back to the trailer itself.
Mhm.
This trailer, it's interesting to get this trailer and the Spider-Man trailer out around the same time. This trailer has so many questions in it, and this is also very grown-up sci-fi.
Yeah.
This is turn your brain on. I watched the trailer like 10 times, right? To make sure I didn't miss anything. I saw kind of everything that was in there.
Mhm.
I was on top of where the lore would go and what the
Mhm.
movie was asking of me. Is there anything in the trailer specifically that you guys did not understand? That you guys are like, I don't get what's happening here? Especially you,
No,
Steve, because you're a big
Yeah,
Dune
no,
book
I
fan.
think it was not. I wouldn't say that it's like bold of them to show that Duncan Idaho's back. I think it's also to be more of like leaving the unknown viewers with the question of why is Duncan back? Didn't
Right.
he definitively die in that first movie? And like again,
That's a
bit-
major part of the lore.
it's a major part of the lore, and that's a big thing to explain in that movie. And I was like, oh wow, they would show that. They would like ultimately know like the confidence to be like, yeah, we're gonna accurately
But
explain why Duncan's back.
If we're being honest, I think Dune is one of the #1 movies after you watch those two movies where you like,
Hey, fuck it, I'm with
I'm
it.
pulling up the
I'm with it.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I'm really like, I'm not like this is spoilers, but yeah, Duncan is back. I don't know how, like all
yeah.
the things, but I'm like, yeah, he comes back. There's
There's a lot.
shenanigans.
Yeah,
My question was, where's Josh Brolin at?
Gurney.
Yeah, where's Gurney at?
Gurney will return.
Gurney will return, but like, I mean, he's there at the end of the second movie, and then I'm
Well,
looking at
Gurney
the cast list.
Really, where Gurney really is Gurney was really with the mom.
Hey man,
That's what was going on.
He did it.
And she's been out
That's what
there.
was going on.
And but she came out. Rebecca Ferguson came out and was like, I'm barely in the movie. I was there for like 2 days. You know what I'm
Lies.
saying? The whole thing. She might be lying, right? But she said that there's no Josh Brolin's not on the cast list at the end of the trailer. I'm like, okay, what's going on?
Well, you know what
Like,
I need? I need Robert Pattinson.
Oh man, that dude, man, he got
On
the.
this.
he got
I
the
love
ball-
it when he
got
looks
the
like a
ball-
freak.
He got the Cisco ball fade going.
I couldn't fuck with that.
I love it.
Terrible.
You don't like it?
Fucking terrible.
Man.
No, this is he's gonna put on a crazy voice choice. He's gonna look like a weirdo, and I'm loving it.
Also, his character is very key. We're not going to get into a ton of book spoilers, but his character is very key to explaining why Duncan is back.
So
A whole
is this year, because I felt
of
this
people.
way at the Oscars, especially when Michael B. Jordan won, where I was just like, oh, it seems like we've kind of just we are settled on the new generation of movie stars. And this year, watching these two trailers back to back, I was like, okay, you have Tom Holland, you have Robert Pattinson, you have Timmy,
You have Zendaya.
Yeah.
Like, and they're with the Odyssey, there's just so much crossover where it's like, I can't really remember another year like this where so much of it depends on a new generation of stars really getting people out to the movie theater. And I got excited watching these. I was like, oh, fucking shit. All of these people.
The future is here now, man. Because I was thinking the same thing. It's like, this is a crazy year for Zendaya.
Yeah.
If you include like the Bride, the Odyssey.
drama, you mean.
The drama.
The bride, she was not the bride.
Not the drama, the Odyssey, Spider-Man. She's at Euphoria. She's everywhere. Tom Holland's got Spider-Man. And the Odyssey coming out within
Robert
like 2
Pattinson
weeks.
damn near in all these movies.
Robert Pattinson's all these movies. Like, and Timmy's got Dune later. Like, we're in a new era of movie stars now, and can they carry it? Can they bring it home? When we look back in December, and these movies might not be doing what they're doing, do we have to have a conversation like Hollywood hasn't moved on?
This is low leverage for them, though.
You think so?
The Drama is a movie that I'm more interested to see how people respond to it, right?
True.
Because The Drama is a movie that would have to be propelled by the performances and the star power of the two leads.
Right.
Looks like it's a very interesting premise.
Yeah.
I don't understand why some people are spoiling the premise for people.
I
saw a
Of the
tweet.
drama?
Yeah, I saw a tweet. Not going to talk about the person.
Wait,
who
has it
tweeted
gotten
the
spoiled
tweet.
for you?
They spoiled it.
They spoiled it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get
They
spoiled.
spoiled
What the
whole
drama
conceit- the
was?
whole
what's
conceit.
supposed they spoiled it, which I don't know if that even makes a difference.
Sure.
It
might, but
it could, but when I look at a movie like The Drama, there are movie star movies, and then there are movies for movie stars.
Sure.
So tell you what I mean by that. The reason why big budget movies, the reason why stars to me are lambasted for big budget movies that don't do well is because people blame the star because the movie didn't do well.
Yeah.
Give you an example, like John Carter from Mars,
Right.
Yeah.
or a different one, The Lone Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
The Lone Ranger with Armie Hammer and Johnny Depp, controversial casting.
Very.
The reason why people were so hung up on that movie is because you're supposed to go see a Lone Ranger movie.
Yeah.
The Lone Ranger comes out, it's this character that everybody at least knows a little bit. I could argue that the Lone Ranger at that point was at the end of its cultural significance. Like it was like this
absolute
we
end,
might be you guys might be the last generation who know who the Lone Ranger is. When I was growing up, I named my horse Silver.
Mhm.
Right? So it was still a thing that was on TV.
Same thing with John Carter from Mars. I knew enough about sci-fi and the history of sci-fi that I saw that movie in college, and I was just like, actually, I don't give a fuck about John Carter.
Right. And
Right.
so what happens is, because those movies are such big productions, the star becomes the reason that the movie didn't do well.
Yeah.
So you go, it's not that the Lone Ranger didn't work, it's that Armie Hammer as the Lone Ranger didn't work. Because the Lone Ranger is a known entity. They put all this money behind this movie, the star gets blamed. But then there's a different type of movie. There's a different type of movie that you only go to see because the star is in the movie.
Right.
The Drama is kind of a movie like that. The Drama is a movie to where you're actually going to see this movie because of Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. As much as we love Timothée Chalamet, as much as we love Tom Holland, they are not the reasons why you go to see Dune or Brand New Day.
Yeah.
Dune is a gigantic, expansive ensemble. It's really a Denny movie more than it is anything else. So those films, as far as star making, are kind of low leverage, and they're both sequels.
How do you feel about the Odyssey in regards to that conversation?
That's a Nolan situation, right?
He's the star.
So
Nolan is the star.
In that situation, it's Nolan. Like Matt Damon comes out, and Matt Damon's in that movie, and you have to get somebody there who can match the energy of Christopher Nolan and get people out. That's the deal. If we went back to Oppenheimer, movie made $1 billion, basically, right? Cillian Murphy is the star of Oppenheimer. This is not a shot at all at Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy is somebody that everyone knows, and he worked his way up to be the Hollywood leading man in that type of situation. But the reality of that is that Nolan's Oppenheimer is why people went to go see the movie.
Mhm.
I have a question. We talk about, we've spent a lot of time not being maybe the nicest to Tom Holland in regards to like his acting choices outside of Spider-Man, right? In this particular conversation, if he shows us something in the Odyssey that we haven't seen in his previous performances, will we have to reconstitute how we think about Tom Holland going forward outside of Spider-Man as an actor?
I think maybe to more so to Van's point, I think we need to see him in something higher leverage like the drama. Like something that like he can sell on his own, or something that's a bit more of an intimate display of his talents.
Let me humble myself. I don't need to see him in shit. Tom Holland is a dead-ass nice performer who is a great actor, a great dancer, all of that stuff.
Sure.
I don't needing to see him in something is, I understand what you mean, Steve, by the way.
Right.
But needing to see him with something is, that's a lot of dip on the chip, right? What I'm saying is, for some reason, I'm making an observation. For some reason, audiences haven't responded to Tom Holland in as robust a way outside of Spider-Man than they have inside of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
There could be myriad reasons for that. It could be script choices. It could be the creatives behind these movies. It could be a lot of things that happen. There are a lot of reasons why audiences don't respond to one specific
he's not
movie.
a bad performer at all.
No.
So that's different. What I am interested in with the Spider-Man trailer is that he gets an opportunity to embody that character that might make audiences respond to that character and then him in a different way.
Where he's not where he hasn't actually eclipsed in all of the other ways that he has been.
Yeah, so it's like it's not so much to me about, because we have this conversation all the time about, you know, whether or not people can carry these movies. People can only carry these films where audiences will go with them. And for whatever reason, and if we could figure this out on this podcast, then everybody in this town will be calling us to ask us what this secret sauce is. For whatever reason, audiences like certain people.
Yeah.
They do. They like certain women. They like certain men. They get comforted when they see a face on a poster. They know I'm here for a good time.
Yeah.
Bill Murray. When Bill Murray is in something, you go, oh shit, I'm about to have some fun. It's going to be interesting. He is a trusted face. And that takes a little work to get there. And you don't really, this is what it is. The reason why they call it is because nobody knows what it is. You don't know who has that and who doesn't.
But also, I think, to me, Tom Holland and Zendaya, Michael B. Jordan are actually very similar in the fact that, like, Robert Pattinson, people forget. People like, yo, Robert Pattinson is in all these movies. I was like, yo, there was a long time after Twilight where he was doing weird-ass fucking shit.
Yeah.
Movies that didn't make any fucking money. And the thing that you were investing in with Robert Pattinson is like, how weird is he going to get? And sooner or later, basically kept working with the directors making those weird movies, and then they became the next generation, and now we get Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
That was so smart. I can't think of anyone who's done anything smarter. What he did, like, look, man, what Robert Pattinson did was brilliant.
Yeah.
It is not discussed enough. Robert Pattinson went, you know what? People know me as being the cool, brooding vampire from Twilight. Those people who know me as that, they will never go anywhere.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I could sign autographs as Edward the Vampire when I'm 70 years old.
Yeah.
That's never going somewhere. What I need to do, though, is make people take me seriously as a performer.
Safdie Brothers, good time.
Yeah, good,
And-
exactly.
But I think what is interesting about Tom Holland or Zendaya or Michael B. Jordan, you don't really hear those actors talking about the process of just like becoming a crazy person. And like, I'm not saying Robert Pattinson is a method actor, but I think that's the difference between like a movie star where it's like, you're going to a Zendaya movie to see Zendaya, and we don't necessarily, like, Zendaya to me is kind of Zendaya in a lot of her movies, in the same way that like Julia Roberts is Julia Roberts in a lot of movies, where you're just like, they have the it factor, where it's like they can change the character, but I'm here because I want to stare at you on a screen for 2 hours. And I think that is a talent in and of itself. It's just harder to talk about.
Man, you know what's real about her? I think she's one of the most interesting, versatile young actresses that I've seen in a long time.
Well,
Now, I'm not
It's not a disagreement.
I'm not disagreeing with
No,
you.
I don't think she's a bad actress at all.
But I think she is legitimately And I'm interested in this. Like, I'm interested in how this comes off. Like, when Zendaya was first doing the MJ character in
Homecoming?
Spider-Man Homecoming, it was a different take on the character. She was brooding, she was off kilter, she was eating around the edges of the character. I was like, huh. Like, I look at her, I'm like, oh. Like, she, and even the charisma and the vulnerability in which she played that character, which is a classic teen character, there's something, I was like, there's something else there. There's something interesting there. And then when I saw her as Chani, I was actually blown away because there was a seriousness to the character. There was a directness to the character that completely corrected in every scene where she had to Paul's character.
Yeah.
Like an intensity to the movie that really came from her performance.
Yeah.
Like and that's why I'm so interested in the drama. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that I think that a lot of people feel the way that you feel, but I do not feel that way. I think that Zendaya is like, I sometimes don't know how to put my finger on it. I think Zendaya is like, she has as much potential from a performance standpoint and a star standpoint as any young actress I've ever seen at this point in their career.
Mm-hmm.
Like, legitimately. I'm not sure there's something she can't do.
Emma, like, perfect example. To me, Emma Stone is an actress where I'm not saying Emma Stone is better than Zendaya at all. What I'm saying is, to me, she's closer to a Robert Pattinson, where part of the process is like, how much is this person going to transform? How weird are they going to get? Whereas Zendaya is almost like, her acting is by degrees, which is just as hard, where it's like, she's not always making wild choices, but she's making the right choice.
Well, let's look at the point in their careers that we're talking about, right? We go back and we think about Emma Stone. Emma Stone is actually, I don't want to say this, but Emma Stone actually and Zendaya are kind of like the same person. Because when Emma Stone gets on, it's super bad, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
Easy A.
It's Easy A. Yeah. It's showing that we can like really love her.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you watch the scene, and we did this on the rewatchables, if you watch the scene in Crazy Stupid Love, where it's Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling and they're spending this night together.
Yeah.
She does this thing in the scene where she is she's resolute because she wants to have sex with this guy because her fiance just broke up with her. It's actually never becomes her fiance. Her boyfriend just kind of spurns her. But she's like vulnerable and she's cute, but she is completely in scene. She does that for a while, La La Land, and stretch the muscle a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yorgos movies,
Yorgos movies and stuff like
Begonia.
that. That's when she decides that she gets there. I think that Zendaya is legitimately this. It's the same thing, and we're getting to the point in her career now. I think Dune is actually part of that. We're getting to the point in her career now where she's doing that a little bit more. I think the drama is a part of that. I am so interested in that movie. I almost want to cover it on the Midnight Boys. It's the most intriguing film for me.
I'm with it.
In years, and Robert got a lot of stuff that's coming out. He's got a movie coming out with Simon at the end of pretty. So like, I don't want to go too far about like heaping praise, but I'm saying like I think she's almost in the same situation as Emma Stone.
Are you saying it's almost like she's at the point where it's like with the drama and stuff like that, she gets to start pivoting where it's like we love her so much now, just as a nation, that it's like. Now you do the classic actor thing. You make yourself ugly. You become the villain of the movie, or you become someone that.
Well, think about it. She kind of have been doing this, right? Think. How did you feel about her in Challengers? How did you feel about her in Euphoria?
But
you
that never felt like against quality in there.
Yeah, I know, but that never felt like against the Zendaya brand, so to speak. Like there was always like that finite career maintenance that like a Will Smith would have had, where like he doesn't take anything too risky or too against type for a Will Smith, and that's not the stars of today. Obviously, the Robert Pattinsons of the world, probably the Zendayas of the world, will be a bit more like
Euphoria was crazy against type for Zendaya.
No, but you to me
she was holding in her piss.
Young,
remember that?
But like that was still part of that
protect her almost. She's a kid.
I don't watch that shit.
You don't like Euphoria?
It depresses.
I can't look at that shit, man.
It's tough. It's
y'all love looking at fucked up kids. I judge y'all.
Love? Who said that?
Like, I judge y'all.
Whoa.
I remember there was somebody that hit me up and was like, "Have you seen the show?" And Sydney Sweeney in the show, she got the best titties I ever seen before. And I was like, "How old is she supposed to be in the show?"
Yeah, you look at people different when you hear that.
It's bad news bears.
It's not bad news bears because I get it because you all know she old, but I don't like looking at fucked
All
up
right,
kids.
let's not say we all know she.
She was old. She was old. She was older than what she was supposed to play.
Right, but you can't divorce yourself from what the show is showing.
I will say shout out to Euphoria though for at least casting people that looked like kind of like they were in the age. Because I come from the era of
we're 30-year-olds, we're 20-year-olds.
Them motherfuckers was 39.
And be like, I'm in high school.
Like 39 on that bitch. Like playing kids. Shout out to them. Anyway.
I think the big thing for Zendaya is what happens after 2026, right? After she's the star of the year, right? What happens after Dune? If it pops off or done, like whatever. What's her next thing? Euphoria's done.
Yeah.
Right? She may come do a Spider-Man later, but at the end of the day, you've
What's
got
her
the whole
Oscars
world
push?
ahead of you. You know what I'm saying?
Does she have an Oscars yet?
She doesn't
Nah,
have
She doesn't have
she
one
doesn't
yet.
have a
It could be.
She's almost assuredly going to get one, right?
Well,
in her career.
She a black lady. You never know how long they're gonna make her.
That's
like
true.
we talk about that's a different situation. Black men that have won Best Actor, obviously there's not as many.
6.
Mm-hmm.
For black women, that's a one-room house. That's a
Best
one-room
actress?
house.
Yeah.
Best actress, that's
Yeah.
one.
Supporting is a
supporting-
lot deeper.
But
But
it-
yeah.
Supporting,
but
that's
I
a
will just
one-room
say-
house.
Can you name me another young actress? Like, what are the young actresses that are on Zendaya's level right now? Like Emma Stone to me,
It's a I feel like just a little
older.
generational gap. Yeah.
yeah, slightly,
Who-
but
who
not
else
much.
can open a movie as consistently as Zendaya?
I mean, it's just not a lot of people that are on her level, period, though.
Yeah,
As especially
to be
as
that
ladies.
young and that
Margot
Like-
Robbie's in a different age grade.
Margot Robbie
Yeah.
is like a couple of years older. Margot Robbie would be right there, but even like there's not a lot of women that maybe Florence Pugh is near there, but not quite. Maybe
mm-hmm.
in the same.
in the same stratosphere. I would argue in the same yeah, they going up together. I feel
I
like,
see Zendaya and I see box office. That's it.
and I mean, does Florence Pugh have an Academy nomination? I don't think so.
She must have been nominated for Oppenheimer, right?
No, I don't think
No.
so.
I think it was something. Whatever,
It might have been
Whatever-
maybe.
whatever it is. But like what I'm saying is like for Zendaya's career right now, I think if I was making a list, I think Zendaya is one of the top 5 to 10 biggest stars in Hollywood right now.
I don't think that's
Easy.
not even controversial. I
Easy.
think that's easy.
So for her, whatever she wants to do, she can go and do it. She's got 2 different tentpole roles that are right there buoying her career. Like I said, whenever the drama's dropping, I know the premiere was recently. When's the movie come out?
I think in April, like late April.
Did I see that why would they be premiering it now?
They premiered it.
I was okay, whenever it comes out, people are gonna be like, Vance, they do super interesting in the movie. You don't even know when the movie dropped. Hey! It's a packed schedule.
First of all, Florence Pugh was nominated for Best Supporting Actress in Little Women in 2020.
There you go.
And
I was-
the movie's coming out April 3rd, 2026, the drama.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Damn, like that's.
Very
It's
soon.
soon. Like I said,
I'm about
if
to go
they
read the
premiered it.
spoiler now.
No,
I'm not
don't ruin it for yourself.
I'm not ruining it for myself. I don't know what she did.
By the time that joint come out, it's gonna be fuck for you. But I should put on blast the account that did it, but I'm not going to because he's
Put him on blast.
He's in the same industry.
When-
as us.
I do
should put on
think we
account. That
need
was
to-
that was fucked up. That
For
was kinda
this
stupid.
summer of Midnight Boys content, because we got the Zendaya movie, we got Michael, we got Boosters. We need a little corner where we could talk about, black cinema, black excellence.
I'm excited for Boosters.
Yeah, I love Boosters. Man, Boots
Wait,
Riley.
have you seen it?
Genius.
Boots
No,
Riley?
I have not seen it yet. I've not seen it. Boots Riley's a genius. Boots. Let's tell you something about Boots Riley real quick. Boots Riley remains one of the realest motherfuckers in the whole industry. And I've never met Boots Riley. I do not know Boots Riley. I might know 1 or 2 people that also, I think I might have met him one time. But Boots Riley remains to me, not just rhetorically, but creatively, one of the most imaginative, authentic, writer-directors I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like I've ever seen. The freedom in which he creates and also lives his life, that is truly inspirational. I'm always excited for anything that he does. He said, I'm a Virgo. He said he wanted I'm a Virgo to go to the theaters, but that was a television show.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand what he meant by that. Maybe I have to read that. I just read the headline. I didn't read the article.
Hearing him talk is one of the most inspirational things.
Also, just hearing the way he move around, he like fuck it, right? He puts out. Sorry to bother you. He puts out these things. They take you to this surrealist, like almost like Afro surrealist world, right? But like, there's never any apology for the artistic decisions. What he says is what the fuck he said. It don't matter whether or not if he's on his Twitter with it, if he's writing in long form with it, or if it's on the fucking screen. And that's real creation. That's real art. So for him, we'll just see like whether or not the town tries to cut him off at his knees at some point.
Nah, I hope
but
not,
Boots doing his thing.
No, we need
Boots
that kind of
will be
vision.
fantastic. I bet on it. And if it's not, I'm alive.
Oh yeah, now we lying.
Now we're lying.
I'm not gonna lie. But Boots gotta succeed. I need like I love that.
The good guy's got to win.
We need that kind of person in Hollywood. So before we get out of here, I mean, the two trailers we talked about, Spider-Man, Brand New Day, and Dune 3, fellas. When we look back, December 31st, 2026, which movie is gonna make the bigger impact?
I don't know.
I'm a little bit more excited for Spider-Man right now.
Interesting.
I'm excited for Dune right now. That trailer got me hyped.
The Dune trailer got me hyped.
I need to see more.
The Spider-Man trailer. The Dune trailer, y'all know how I feel about Dune. The Dune trailer got me hyped. The Spider-Man trailer got me going.
Spider-Man.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that it feels like they're nailing it.
Trailers, bro. The Spider-Man trailer got me. The Spider-Man trailer, the Dune trailer made me excited for the movie. The Spider-Man trailer made me fucking believe again, dog. I'm serious, bro.
Thank God.
We're back, baby.
Yeah,
I'm serious, bro. The Spider-Man trailer made me believe again. We're gonna have a conversation about who is going to move off the Dune release date. We're not doing this. Somebody's got to move. Somebody's got to move.
Fellas,
somebody's got to move.
I think it's cooked.
Somebody's got to move.
I don't think
Dune won't move because they got the IMAX screen.
I don't think
they don't have any IMAX screens. They have to move.
Doomsday
have a
Doomsday doesn't have any IMAX screens.
No,
like
Dune
they have
2
to
is
move.
IMAX exclusive for like 2 or 3 weeks. Like Dune,
They
one
have to
movie
move.
has to move.
Yeah.
It has to move.
And it's got to be Marvel. Marvel's got
to January.
Huh?
They're not going to move to
But
January.
they can't move up because I can't remember the exact movie. But there's a movie coming out.
It's going to bleed into something else.
That also has IMAX exclusivity. That's taking up the theaters.
They can't move back and
they can't move back. They can't move up.
Or maybe they say fuck IMAX, which would be really, really interesting.
Which
if
is
they
bold.
did.
That's insane.
Or do you think they are like, yo, we're pushing Doomsday back 2 months?
Oh, dog. If they push Doom, I don't feel
they've
like
done it before.
You got to make that call now.
Like right now.
We can't be in August being like it's gonna come out December.
They've done that with an Avengers movie before.
They moved it up. They moved it up a week. They moved Infinity War up a week. From May 4th or May 3rd to April 27th.
I wouldn't be surprised if Doomsday gets
Doomsday.
They need IMAX.
They are not staying on that release date.
They can't.
They
need
moving.
IMAX.
I thought that they would maybe they would stay, but when you look at the IMAX situation,
there's no way.
But it's cool. Keep it in the oven for a little bit. I ain't mad at it. As long as we get some real cinema, it could come out whenever.
And the CGI farms render a little bit more.
You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
would,
cool.
to your point, Doomsday move. Take the time.
Take the time.
Yeah.
Spider-Man looks good. We gonna have Doom. We got Supergirl. We got all this shit. Have your own, like,
we don't gotta go crazy with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's cool.
We'll see. All right. That's it. That's enough. What a good pod. I'm glad that we were enthused about these different trailers, you know.
Excited.
We didn't let Aleya get to us.
Black. That's a crazy shot.
She
can't even defend herself.
What
Why
did
would
Aleya do?
She in the back like, I got shot. What happened?
Yeah,
that's a crazy straight.
We didn't let Aleya like not make us like want to be into these different movies and stuff like that, man.
One of these days, she's just gonna burst through this wall.
Like the Kool-Aid
burst
man?
through the wall like the Kool-Aid. That's disrespectful. I don't know if you can say that.
Anger?
I don't know if you should put her in that light.
Wow.
What, like she's
strong and can do anything.
Wrap up this fucking
that's
episode.
crazy.
We gotta go. Steve? If Steve is ready. All right. All right. That's a wrap. This week on the Reganverse feed. Midnight Boys and House of R covering Ryan Gosling's latest Project Hail Mary.
Oh yeah,
yes sir.
Can't wait for that. Tuesday night, the Midnight Boys return to give their instant reactions to the first episode of Daredevil: Born Again. Our producers today are Aleya Zenieris, Devon Baroldi, Jomi Adeniran on socials. Hashtag Jomi the Worm Rider.
all right. All right.
Hey,
All right.
he did it.
Additional production from Arjuna Ramgopowell. Jomi the Worm Rider is nuts.
Worm Rider.
Yeah, that's gonna stick then. Okay, you like that?
Worm Rider.
Okay, so his new shit, Jomi the Explainer, is out.
Jeremy the Worm Rider.
Jomi the Worm
Rider.
Rider is the new one. Jomi the Worm Rider is
Glazing the Worm.
Glazing the Worm.
Lisa Nagabe.
Lisa Nagabe. Chuck, take us out.
All respect to Aleya. Zendaya is about to get her due. And as far as these summer blockbuster trailers, we're 2 for fucking 2.